she loves to bake.
Get that sourdough, those Pop-Tarts.
She got sourdough Pop-Tarts, sourdough cookies. She loves to make cinnamon rolls. So I'm not gonna lie. I used to look at your cheat meals as like, man, at least I'm not cheating that crazy.
Taylor Swift's life is basically a reality show at this point, part billionaire boss, part pop culture chaos. First up, the superstar just bagged a record-breaking Disney deal worth a cool $100 million because apparently her wallet needed a sequel. Then, poor Tom Hiddleston got ambushed in a resurfaced interview about his 2016 Swift era. Cue the world's most awkward smile.
I find myself on the sports highlights. It's football.
We did just find out Taylor Swift, big fan of a sourdough recipe blog. Very, very specific.
And fans, they went absolutely feral over Taylor's gym look, where she worked out in a chunky gold chain like fitness just met Fashion Week. Next, Bill Simmons couldn't resist joking about Travis Kelce's, wood situation after Taylor's spicy new track.
House and I made a lot of jokes during the game about Travis Kelce. It's a little bit of a deep cut on the Taylor Swift album, but it was a very controversial song on the album called Wood.
Then, Charli XCX stirred feud rumors with a not-so-subtle dig before Travis's sweet tooth exposed Taylor's unexpected influence on his diet. Taylor is casually adding another zero to her bank balance, like it's just another Tuesday. Disney just dropped a jaw-dropping $100 million to snag not one, but two shiny new Eras Tour projects for Disney+. Yeah, $100 million. The House of Mouse basically opened its vaults and said, "Take our money, Miss Americana." According to insiders, this mega deal turned into a streaming battlefield. Netflix and Amazon came swinging with fat checks, but Disney pulled the ultimate power move, giving Taylor full creative control and ownership. That's like giving Batman the keys to the Batmobile and letting him design it. Apparently, the other guys didn't stand a chance once Disney promised her the throne. One source called the deal unprecedented, which in Hollywood usually translates to even the accountants are crying. So what's the fuss about? Disney scored the global rights to the Eras Tour, The End of an Era, and The Final Show, both dropping December 12th on Disney+. The first one's a 6-part docuseries, basically the ultimate backstage pass featuring Travis Kelce, Sabrina Carpenter, and Florence Welch. It dives into the wild, emotional final leg of her record-smashing world tour. The second, The Final Show, wraps it all up with the Vancouver concert that had fans sobbing, dancing, and possibly levitating. It even throws in the Tortured Poets Department set that never made it to the 2023 film. Between touring royalties, her goldmine of a song catalog, and more real estate than Monopoly, Forbes now pegs her net worth at around $1.6 billion. That's billionaire with a B. Every time she picks up a guitar, her accountant probably faints a little. While Taylor's signing Disney megadeals and counting billions, poor Tom Hiddleston just got ambushed by the ghost of girlfriends past. Yep, an old interview has resurfaced where Loki himself was grilled about his 2016 fling with Taylor, and let's just say, he looked like he wanted to vanish into a portal to Asgard. The awkwardness went down during a chat earlier this year while Tom was promoting The Life of Chuck. Everything was smooth sailing until the host decided to take a sharp left into Swiftville. One second they're talking sports highlights, and the next, Taylor Swift's name drops like a surprise album at midnight. Tom's face instantly said, "Oh no, not again." Eyebrow shot up, smile froze, soul quietly left the building.
I find myself on the sports highlights. It's football.
We did just find out Taylor Swift, big fan of a sourdough recipe blog. Very, very specific.
Even his co-star Karen Gillan had to jump in like a true MVP, deflecting faster than Captain America blocking a punch.
Wait, that feels like an Easter egg for something. No, I think it might be like something to do with the Super Bowl. There's like, where's the Super Bowl? Which city? And then isn't the sourdough the mascot for that city or something?
Fans watching the clip online didn't hold back either. The comment section turned into a roast session and therapy circle all at once. Some people couldn't believe the host brought it up after 9 whole years, while others praised Karen for performing what can only be described as a wing woman miracle. And honestly, she deserves an Oscar for saving him from that conversational car crash. Meanwhile, Taylor's breaking the internet again, this time by doing literally nothing more than working out. Yep, Swifties collectively lost their minds after spotting her in the new Eras Tour, The End of an Era trailer, casually lifting weights like she's filming a Vogue shoot. Forget sweatpants and messy buns. Taylor hit the gym in a fitted black tank top and a chunky gold chain that probably cost more than a small car, because apparently when you're Taylor Swift, even burpees need bling. Fans immediately went feral online. One screenshot from the trailer landed on X, and within minutes it turned into a global debate. Is she insane for wearing gold while working out versus queen behavior, we stan a fearless fashion icon? Some fans praised her for redefining gym style, saying she's proving you can sweat and sparkle, while others were just concerned she'd accidentally clank that chain against a dumbbell. Either way, everyone agreed only Taylor could make a plank look like performance art. Insiders joke that she's officially turned sweat and shine into her new era, and honestly, it tracks. This is the same woman who performs 3-hour shows in heels and still looks like she stepped out of a perfume commercial. A few fitness buffs tried to argue about practicality, but let's be real, practicality left the chat when billionaires entered the chat. Even some fans admitted they tried working out Swift style after watching the clip, though most said they barely survived one song before their necklace nearly strangled them. One fan summed it up perfectly: Taylor doesn't go to the gym goes to her. So do the headlines, because just when Swifties thought they could catch their breath, Taylor dropped a song that had the internet blushing harder than a teenager at prom. Yup, her new track, Wood, from the life of a showgirl, has fans, and even sports commentators, completely losing it. The lyrics? Let's just say they're not exactly about trees, though one particular redwood reference has the entire NFL fandom connecting dots they probably shouldn't. Enter Bill Simmons, who clearly couldn't resist the chaos. During Sunday Night Football, he joked that everyone in the room had unofficially started calling Travis Kelce Wood. Imagine watching the Chiefs game and hearing Mahomes passes to Wood, touchdown. The man basically turned an entire football broadcast into a double entendre. Insiders said Simmons was having way too much fun with it, describing the song as a tribute to Travis's, well, let's call it natural confidence. Even his podcast listeners reportedly couldn't stop laughing, though some might have been choking on their coffee.
House and I made a lot of jokes during the game about Travis Kelce. It's a little bit of a deep cut on the Taylor Swift album, but it was a very controversial song on the album called Wood. People thought was about Travis Kelce's healthy manhood. So we were just calling him Wood the whole game, and it was very enjoyable.
Meanwhile, diehard fans have been dissecting Wood like it's a riddle from the Da Vinci Code. The lyrics talk about new heights of manhood and love unlocking thighs. Subtlety clearly took the day off. And while Taylor hasn't confirmed the song's muse, no one's really buying the coincidence. Let's be honest, if your boyfriend's name rhymes with massive, you know exactly what you're doing. Of course, Travis's brother Jason couldn't resist stirring the pot. On their New Heights podcast, he teased Travis about the track, saying the song was very specific. Translation: she wasn't singing about your personality.
Do you feel cocky? Do you feel cocky about the song Wood? Well, it's not just you, though. It's an appendage. It's not just you as a... What? It's a very specific thing.
Travis tried to play it cool, pretending he had no idea what Jason was talking about, the verbal equivalent of putting on sunglasses and whistling away.
I think you're not understanding the song.
Jesus Christ, Travis, come on.
No way.
But Jason kept the jokes rolling, even claiming if Taylor ever wrote about him, it'd be more Japanese maple than redwood.
I think if somebody wrote a song about me, it'd be like Japanese maple, sometimes can see.
And speaking of going viral, looked like the Swiftie storm just got an encore, courtesy of Charli XCX, who seems to be tossing a little glitter and a whole lot of shade in Taylor's direction. Yep, Charli's bench-pressing drama in a Vanity Fair spread so steamy it could fog up your screen. The Brat-era queen sat down with the mag for a chat that quickly turned into a not-so-subtle masterclass in shade. Let's just say the boring Barbie saga refuses to die. It's practically its own cinematic universe at this point. Insiders swear Charli didn't name names, but come on. The timing, the tone, the sheer black dress energy? Yeah, everyone's connecting dots faster than Swifties on release night. When she mused about how people spit your personality back at you and think she's just a party girl who does drugs and gets bitchy, it didn't take a detective to see where that mirror was pointing. We get it, girl, you're not mad, you're just fascinated, sure. Then came the shoot itself. All gold gowns, glassy stares, and her husband George Daniel lying beside her like a man who's just realized he's married into a pop war. The couple tied the knot in Sicily last month, and apparently matrimony hasn't mellowed Charli one bit. Sources say she's leaning into her villain era. And honestly, respect. She's serving married but still messy realness, and fans are living for it. Of course, the internet being the internet, things escalated faster than a Taylor pre-chorus. Charli popped up on SNL wearing a Kansas City t-shirt, and the crowd went nuclear. Half the world thought it was just a nod to her husband's collab partner, while the other half screamed subtle shade, louder than a Swiftie at a surprise song. One viewer even called it the petty cherry on top, and honestly, they weren't wrong. Which brings us to the most chaotic plot twist in this cinematic universe. Taylor is apparently turning Travis into a domesticated sourdough enthusiast. Yup, the same guy who used to celebrate touchdowns with beer and barbecue is now debating the difference between bread flour and all-purpose like he's on the Great British Bake Off NFL edition. On his podcast with Jason, Travis casually dropped that his cheat meals have leveled up since Taylor moved into the huddle. Before, it was all donuts and ribs. Now it's cinnamon rolls, Pop-Tarts, and cookies made from homemade sourdough. Insiders joked that the man's gone from Gronk to Martha Stewart overnight. He's still benching 300 pounds, sure, but probably because Taylor's making him lift her mixing bowls. Fans, they absolutely lost it.
She loves to bake.
That sourdough, those Pop-Tarts.
She got sourdough Pop-Tarts, sourdough cookies. She loves to make cinnamon rolls. So I'm not gonna lie. I used to look at your cheat meals as like, man, at least I'm not cheating that crazy.
Travis's comments sparked a full-on foodie frenzy online, with Swifties begging him to convince Taylor to drop a cookbook, preferably titled Bake It Off. One fan even said the NFL should replace Gatorade with their sourdough starter, and honestly, they might be onto something. Even Andy Reid, the Chiefs head coach, couldn't resist jumping into the pastry party. Word is, Taylor once brought homemade Pop-Tarts to the locker room, and that was it. The entire offensive line was instantly converted. Forget playbooks, these guys are running on butter and emotional support carbs now. And just when you think she's done, Taylor's baking rainbow funfetti sourdough with Jason's daughters, because of course she is. She's basically the world's most glamorous grandma, stitching purses, painting, and baking like she time traveled straight from 1775. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.